Untitled War here, and today I want to have a bit of a chat about Thrones of Britannia and sort of revise my thoughts on it from 9 months ago when I last played it. So 2 days ago it came on special on Steam, 33% off, so I purchased it and I've played a Let's Play campaign for it, which will be released alongside of this. So when I played the game 9 months ago, I had about a week to play it, and I didn't really like it very much, and I was pretty vocal about that. And when the game was released, I wasn't given a key, and so I didn't play it. Figured there's no point buying a game that I don't enjoy, so I didn't play it. Anyway, people have said that, the game is better now, so I was sort of convinced, we're not going to get a better opportunity than 33% off, so I purchased it. And what do I think about it now? Well, I will say this. I definitely think you should, if you haven't yet purchased this game, you should buy this game now, if you want to waste money. If you would like to waste your money, you should buy this game, because that is exactly how I feel having purchased it. I feel like I've wasted my money. So, all jokes aside, I don't like this game. I didn't like it 9 months ago, and I still don't like it now. Every time I play something, I find more and more stupid, fucking retarded aspects of this game that just seem to just go over the developer's head. They didn't fix it. So many things that just have gone not fixed. And the stuff that they have tweaked, they've actually made some things worse. So I'm going to jump into a campaign now and show you in detail what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a campaign that I played 9 months ago. So this was, when I got early access, I played it. This is Cedrea, and we are like one step away from ultimate victory here. This is on normal difficulty as well. And there's some notable changes that have been made to the game since then. Now, when I played this last, I was raking in the cash, okay? Note, this game has not I have not saved the game in 9 months. So what's happened is, I probably had about 20,000 per turn income. I come back to it, and I'm losing 6,000 a turn now. So that's a pretty significant economic nerf that's been made to the campaign. And we can further reinforce this when we look at the records here. And we see that I've made 1.13 million gold through taxes. And my highest ever income was 36,000. So we can see that this was definitely a game started, a while ago. But when we load it now with the patch, put into effect, they've nerfed the economy. Now, this isn't necessarily good or bad. I feel like this is just something that they did to make it's an easy way for them to make the game more difficult. And in all honesty, it doesn't impress me at all. I would much prefer to make the AI better. Like, the AI floundered about like idiots, and in many ways they still do that. It's just that now that they have more resources, it's not so. They're walking around with full stacks now, whereas before they were walking around with half stacks. That's all. That's the basic difference. I mean, you'll still catch them in stupid scenarios. They're still really stupid, but they'll have more armies. They'll be slightly more difficult. Now, I don't believe that a game is good just if it's difficult. I don't seek out challenging games. I seek out games that I enjoy, and if they are challenging on top of that, well then great. Now, my favorite game of all time is Medieval 2. Now, Medieval 2 is arguably the easiest Total War game. Now, why do I love Medieval 2 so much? It's not because it's challenging, because it's not. I may have found it challenging when I first played it, but right now it's not. So why do I still like it? It's because there's shit to do on the campaign map that's actually enjoyable. I like the empire building side of things. And I like watching my population grow, and I like, getting attached to my generals and that kind of stuff. And in this, I just don't. Because there's so much to this that's just so stupid. And I could go into details with it, and I will maybe go into it just a little bit. I really don't want to bang on too much about it, but I will say this, that the game is boring. Very, very boring. And if you look at the reviews on Steam, and look at the ones there is so many of them that say this game is boring, and there'll be a few reviews that say don't listen to the negative reviews. Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. If you like the game, that's fine. It's fine. You're allowed to like the game. This game is very polarizing. 50% of people who purchased it seem to like it, and 50% of people who purchased it didn't like it. And no one is wrong for liking or disliking a game. So all of you people who like this game, I'm glad that you do, and there's nothing wrong with liking this game. But to be honest, I've liked shit games too. Like, if I give you an example, Dawn of War 3. A shit game that I liked. I liked Dawn of War 3. but everyone fucking hated it. But because everyone hated it, I didn't go around being like, stop hating it because I like it. You know what? I recognized that they had screwed up, that Relic had screwed up with Dawn of War 3, that it was not what people expected, and they were right to get as much hate as they did. But I played it and I liked it. That was just my personal opinion. And I'm on the opposite end on this one. This is a game that some people like that I fucking don't like. That's just the way things are sometimes. We can't all just go along with the trend. We're not all part of a hive mind. And I think that's important that we say that. You're not part of a hive mind. If you ever like something that nobody else likes, don't feel like you're wrong for liking something. And same with the reverse. If you dislike something that everybody else likes, don't worry about it. You are entitled to your subjective opinion. You are not wrong. But it doesn't make the product good or bad based on that. And when it does come down to is how is this thing's quality is based on, I guess, a bit of groupthink. If more people dislike it, then it's not good. And at this stage here, it does look like there's not that people really like it. Like 50% is not what you should be aiming for. Now, why is that? For one thing, estates. Estates were shit when it first came out, and they're just as shit now. Okay, I don't want to explain how estates work because it honestly infuriates me to even look at it. It's something that is constantly in your face in the campaign that is just there's no reward for managing it. It's just simply penalty avoidance. You just have to try to stop a civil war from happening. But accumulating lots of estates for your king provides him with nothing. I mean, especially if he's already at 10 influence, because that's all that it does. But if you don't manage the estates and don't hand them out evenly amongst all your lords, you're basically going to have a civil war. And the thing is, the more estates you accumulate, the worse your economy is going to get. Because now, this is how they've actually made it worse. Every estate that you give out, you have to pay as well, and add like a turn income to the person to manage that estate. It's just not good. Like, if I have a look at the income here, the other expenses, that other expenses is 100% estate expense. That's what that is. It's really not fun. Whenever I get a new estate, I'm like, ugh, I don't want this shit. It's garbage. I don't want it. So, that's my feelings towards estate. I could go into detail with it, but this is not a tutorial video, and it's not a review. I'm just going to say right now, it's fucking garbage in its current form. I know that there's a patch coming out soon that's going to tweak things a little bit, but I've had a look at it, and honestly, I don't think they can salvage it, to be honest. I just don't think they can salvage it. Not with what I've seen. Drawing a comparison to another game that actually did it right was EU4. EU4 has got estates. It's done very differently, but it has estates, and it's just sublime the way that they've handled it in EU4. It's strategic, there's benefits in doing it well, and there's penalties in doing it badly. It's how you should make mechanics, okay? And I think Creative Assembly would do well to really look at Paradox when creating new mechanics and think about what they're doing, whether or not they're creating penalty-based mechanics or a balance-based mechanics. I believe that they should be making balance-based mechanics, whereas it can't just simply be a case of if you do this badly, then bad things will happen. You need to have good things to happen as well if you do it well. And with estates, no good comes from it, from having more estates. Whenever I play a campaign, I really do try to avoid gaining lots of. It's unavoidable because you can't destroy the estate at these places, and you do need these buildings and the agricultural ones. But for example, noble estates, you don't really need. You can destroy those, and I really don't like building those buildings. I feel like it causes more problems than it creates. So, I mean, I could really harp on for a long time about estates. I fucking hated it. Another thing, buildings. Oh god, fucking. This is how they nerf the economy, and it's really stupid. But the way they do it with buildings, for one thing, there's still no population mechanic. There is now an allegiance mechanic, but like, I don't think it's very good. It's better than it was before, but it's still not very good. We take a province like this, North Mears, whatever. The province here is making 165 gold, right? You might think, okay, it's not that well developed. It is a bit. And it does have a lot of corruption. You're at the end of the game. That's enough upkeep for 1 unit, right? For the whole province. But here's the thing. It's actually worse than that. Because this here, that upkeep cost is not affected by corruption. Whereas all other incomes are affected by corruption. If I build this up to here, that will make this province here totally not worth any gold at all. Because it's calculated separately. You can see their maintenance. The maintenance cost is half that of my tax income. Half. You know? Yeah, I would actually say, in this province here, if I was to demolish all of these 2 buildings here, this province here would be actually profitable. Whereas right now it's not. You know, having these buildings in here. At the beginning of the campaign, it's worth it to have those kind of buildings. But late campaign, if you can't put a governor in there, it's not worth it. You just end up hemorrhaging cash. And these buildings here, right? So you build it up to here and it's minus 10 public order. But if you've got minus 80% corruption causing problems on that, you're only making pennies out of it. And causing minus 10 public order, you then need to have a building to negate that public order, which requires an upkeep. It's completely negated. So end game wise, what I ended up doing was demolishing all of my mines in all provinces that didn't have a governor, because the corruption was just out of control, and there's not much you can do to fix it. There are some buildings you can build that will improve corruption, but there's not much. You don't have agents that you can establish with corruption, and you've got one technology, just one, that reduces corruption by 10%. And since the upper limit seems to be like 90 or 100%, there's not a lot you can do. In fact, I think it's 90% corruption is the upper limit. And there's also technologies. Let's go into technologies now. There's technologies in here that increase corruption. Where is it? There's one there. When you already struggle to make money end game, like, you wouldn't research this. There is a bunch of technologies here that you just wouldn't research. Because, like, this one here, it gives your enemies more supplies. Okay, it's a technology that makes your enemies stronger. Why the fuck would you research that? Who the fuck thought that that was a good idea? This one here, right? +5 enemy campaign movement range. Yeah, you know what I really would like? I would really like my enemies to be able to outmaneuver me. That would be just fan-fucking-tastic. That is a fucking horrible technology, and I never researched this. And the benefit, minor diplomatic bonus towards all other factions, as if that fucking matters when they, you know, towards anything. All that matters when it comes down to diplomacy is who's strong and who's not. Okay, if they don't consider yourself strong, they'll declare war on you. End of story. It does not matter how much they like you or not. So it's a waste of time. So stupid shit. This is endemic within the game. This isn't just like, oh, you're just picking one thing. This is every fucking turn I found something stupid like this. Oh, here's a bonus that provides a negative. Here's a trait that I should get that provides a negative. You know, just stupid shit all over the place. And it's very frustrating because, like I said, I'm a strategy game player, okay? I like my games to make sense. And it just seems to me like it's just a game, this universe here that this game is created, it just doesn't make any fucking sense, okay? There's no population, you build up the provinces, and it makes less money than provinces that you smash to the ground. Because, like, I was going through a campaign, and I was losing money every time I captured a settlement. So I started demolishing half of my provinces, and I started making more money. And I was just thinking, this is backwards, okay? This is not how it's supposed to be. And this game has been out for nearly 9 months now, and they still haven't, like, has nobody pointed this to them? Like, you get to the, like, I know it's supposed to get harder as it goes, but it's nonsensical. Can you not think of a more creative way? Like, a company called Creative Assembly has the most uncreative ways of dealing with these things. How do we make the game more difficult for them? I don't know, let's put in an impassable fucking corruption mechanic. Let's put in a civil war mechanic that almost fires all the time. And let's make it so that most of the buildings do nothing. And then let's put in no population mechanics, so there's no dynamic income or anything like that. And let's make it super bloody static. And let's put in some trap technologies that are basically pitfalls that if you research you can't undo, and that will cause your campaign to fall apart. Who comes up with this shit? Honestly, it's stupid. Like, no player in their right mind should research most of these technologies. Like this one here, for example. There's no reason to research it. You know what I really need right now? I need my campaign to fall to pieces, so I'm just going to press end turn right now with not establishing the estates. That's what I really need. The game is full of this kind of garbage, and I get really worked up thinking about it because I don't want this game to be shit. I really don't. And I feel like it wouldn't take much. It wouldn't take much to get it back in track. And look, there's not much in the game in the first place, and the stuff that's in the game is stupid. It's just, there's no other way for me to put it. It's fucking stupid, okay? Another thing as well, I fucking vassalized the Endgame crisis, okay? I don't think you should be able to vassalize the Endgame crisis, okay? It's just so stupid when, like, the end wave, they've got 7 armies and I've only got a few, and I vassalized them, and I just think to myself, this is so broken, and I auto-resolve through an entire campaign. I don't want to bring up my Northumbria campaign because, you know, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but you can still just auto-resolve through the entirety of the campaign, you know, without any real difficulty. You just recruit the cheap shit and just auto-resolve spam. You know, I've had battles where it's like 55% in my favor and I'm assaulting a settlement. I hit auto-resolve and I only lose like 200 and the enemy lose their entire army, like 2,000 men. And it's just ridiculous. I just think to myself, why would I have fought that battle manually? Why are they not tweaking these things? You know, the best part of this game are the battles, and you have given no incentive to fight the battles. Okay, if the balance of power is in your favor, auto-resolve, you will get a better result. Okay, it's full of, like I said, it's full. I get worked up about it, but it's just full of stupid shit like this. It's just not a strategy game. This is a fucking fantasy game, basically. I don't know, not really. I don't know. Like I said, I get worked up about it because it's not in good shape. It's been 9 months, and this game is not in good shape. And you know, I try and think now of anything that they've done to make this game better. They've made the game more difficult, yeah, but they've done it in a stupid way. They've tweaked estates. I hate estates. Honestly, I hate it more now than I did before. They have added allegiance. Okay, it's not what I asked for in terms of culture, and again, it's one of those things where it only provides penalties and no bonuses for doing it right. Okay, look towards how Paradox does things. Okay, especially with the estate mechanic. If you manage your estates well, you get bonuses. If you manage them badly, you get penalties. Okay, it's all about balance. This game has no balance. Okay, it's completely off center. I can tell from a strategic point of view, because I have a strategic mind, okay? From a strategic mind, I'm making decisions that seem nonsensical to me, you know? It just doesn't make any sense. So, that's how I feel about it. This game is definitely a do not buy from me. I do not recommend this game to people. But I'm willing to give it another chance, maybe another 6 months down the road. But right now, I'm ready to move on to other things. I played one campaign, I've had enough of this fucking game. So I'll see you next time, fuckers.